What's up, everybody? Mythic Talk's back again, and it's been a minute since our last one. I think it was right before Salt Lake with our prediction of podcast. But joining me today, we've got Mr. Epic Beast. We got Quick Fuse, aka Kelly. He's on board today with us. And yeah, what's up? How's it been going, guys?
Going pretty good.
Well,
Pretty good. Yeah, lots of action.
Beast is there. Lots of Halo action lately. Almost every weekend has had some sort of Halo tournament going on, which is great. Between TSM and Jersey Mike's hosting the 5Ks these last couple of weekends.
The
And then
LVT
for
Pro
the AM scene, there was the Pro League LAN.
Yeah.
There was a couple of like AM tournaments with like our Clutch Academy and Mythic Gaming one was just this past weekend. Right,
so one.
Wait, what'd you say?
The Luminon one.
The Luminon one too.
Oh yeah.
There's been a couple.
Yeah, there's been quite a few tournaments going on. Lots of opens, that kind of stuff, leading up to the last major of the year. Last major of HCS, too. Unless they have some sort of sneaky announcement for us at Worlds, which would be kind of low-key awesome.
Yeah, Worlds is going to be crazy.
Worlds is going to be crazy, and that's like 3 weeks away.
I know, and they've sold out, 3 times at this. I think this is like the third time that they've actually opened up more tickets, which is insane.
They're not even going to sell day of tickets now, which they've done every other year. So they gave them all away early, which I think is a little bit of a bummer because, like, sometimes you don't know about it. Like, say if you're not, like, super in the Halo scene, you don't know about it till it's in your town. You'd be like, oh, it's right here. But, yeah, so there'll be none of that.
Yeah, but this past weekend we had, or actually past 2 weekends, the TSM event's been pretty much a banger. Optic taking the first one, and then Rebellion obviously winning this last one. I think it was a 3-0 fashion against
3-1.
3-1.
3-1 against TSM. Yeah.
Yeah, TSM though, fuck man, they were playing lights out, dude. It's kind of crazy, honestly. They took down They took down Optic. They took down FaZe, which was both game 5s, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, TSM's a Slayer team, though, right? Like, that's the biggest thing is Optic's always struggled this year so far since basically the second major with their Slayers, whether it's online or on LAN. I don't know what's going on there, if they have to change up the game plan or something like that, but... Yeah, TSM has always been a Slayer team, and they will continue to be a Slayer team. And hopefully they can continue this momentum on LAN and, reach that kind of top 4, top 3 even, potentially. But again, it's going to be a tough crack with especially SSG, Optic, and Rebellion. Those are kind of and FaZe, right? So those are the top 4 on LAN typically, but SSG got knocked out of the lower bracket, knocked down to the lower bracket pretty early this TSM 5K. By was it Judgment Day?
Yeah.
I can't quite remember if it was Judgment Day or not. But yeah, like pretty handily. That's best of 3s for that portion of the tournament, and they lost 2-0. So they got beat out pretty quick, which is kind of odd to see that SSG roster ending up in the losers bracket fairly early.
We also can't forget Envy. They've been playing very well the past couple months. They played pretty well at Salt Lake. They've played very well online, obviously. I haven't really been keeping up with scrims a whole lot the last month or so, but yeah, that's another team. Like, you got to watch out because they could easily, if Optic's not on their game, or Space Station or FaZe or TSM, they could easily come out there and upset, very easily. Just depends on, how they turn out, really. Same thing with TSM, really. But, it's what's funny is, like, Optic haven't been scrimming a lot lately. That's one thing I have noticed because, like, I'm usually pretty in tune with, like, what's going on Reddit, and they post scrim scores over there. And usually Formal tweets out when he scrims, and they have not been scrimming nearly as much as they were in the past. I don't know why that is, but I feel like it's kind of leading to their downfall in some ways, even though they won the last TSM Open. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, they must seem really busy. They also kind of stopped doing the Drop Pod podcast over there with Optic. So I don't know what's really taking up all of their time lately, or if their passion's going away. But I don't know. I think they'll show up. They're Optic. Like those guys know what they're doing, and practice is practice. But
Formal
yeah,
will lock in eventually.
TSM. Every time I'm about to write off TSM, I feel like they do something that makes you start to think about them again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mainly with SSG and FaZe not doing as well online, I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
Lucid is in Florida. He always plays better on LAN when he's on the same connection as everyone else. And Eco and Stellar, they don't give a shit about online. So, I don't know.
It's known. Most
Yep.
people don't care about online like at all. And Optic could be scrimming on like behind the scenes, right? Where they used to stream all of their scrims. They used to kind of do all that stuff, but maybe they're working on a few things. Maybe they're like, okay, maybe we just don't stream these anymore and let's work kind of behind the scenes on that kind of stuff. And again, with the HCS ending at the end of this year, lots of them are like, what's going on? What's going to happen, right? I have noticed that Formal has been on multiple of the Optic podcasts, whereas
Mm.
before he was rarely a guest. He's been on the Call of Duty one 2 or 3 times now, the Call of Duty game chat, which is supposed to be for the COD team, right? So he's been a fill-in on that one pretty regularly lately. So it's kind of one of those things that's interesting in terms of, okay, what's going to happen there? But yeah, who knows? Maybe like B said, maybe their passion's kind of dying out for the practice and the online stuff because they know they're gonna show up to LAN and they're gonna do really well and that
They
kind of
uh
stuff, and they're gonna kind of close out the season strong, right?
they always lock in when it comes time to play, but yeah, I mean also they could be just trying to take a little bit of a break, and then gear up for Worlds because that's the one that everybody wants to win, and so you know I don't know. We'll see. Like, I mean, Charlotte, it could go anyway. I mean, obviously, Shopify's been looking the best lately, but anything can happen on land, so it's crazy.
They've been trading wins back and forth online. Like Optic took one or two of the events recently, so
And they
you
won
know.
scrims the other night, 7-6 against Shopify. So, um, yeah, they're still playing pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like I don't know. They haven't been. Maybe the passion is dying down just a little bit because this is the end of Halo Infinite for
Yeah,
competitive. So
I would like to know like what the heck's going on with the drop pod. I kind of miss it,
I
but
do too. It's honestly like between all my favorite YouTubers that I watch, like it's been a content drought for the last like 2 weeks, man. And, like I don't know what's going on, and that drop pod kind of helped me out at least a good hour and a half or so at work, like listening to it. So I do miss it as well. I
Yeah, it's
don't know.
kind of interesting, right? Like it could be too, like obviously Maniacs also and some of the other podcasts and stuff, and maybe it's just because like Maniac and maybe APG is taking a little bit of a break from like that side of content and stuff with Optic. Like it's kind of the end of summer, so maybe everybody's like, okay, let's take like a 2 or 3 week window here, right? Like it's only been 3 or 4 weeks since they've dropped one,
Yeah,
so it's more than
yeah,
likely just a
they were
case
on a
of
weekly basis though, so it's definitely
that's yeah,
weird.
exactly right. So it could very well be just something like, okay, this I do know Optic is also working on the process for the Call of Duty team, right? Like that's a huge thing for Optic, and maybe they're taking their resources from like the editing and stuff of the drop pod and putting it towards that process, right? So like there's a whole bunch of business decisions obviously going on. Um, and who knows, maybe they just saw like the numbers when it comes down to kind of the YouTube and how many people are watching and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, that's just the business decision, right? Like, is it worth spending the time having these guys come in and do this and isn't make kind of the return on their investment, right? Time wise, with HCS ending at the end of this year.
yeah, but when you have like a 2 month break basically in between lands, like usually it does like the temperament kind of dies down a little bit, and I've seen that even with
100%.
myself. But usually when you get that, like I remember it happened last year. Like we had a couple months in between London and Atlanta, and like I was just like, I'm like, damn, there ain't nothing going on really. And then once Atlanta like happens, it's like everybody's passion's like right back again in full force until Worlds. But maybe we'll see them come back right after Worlds with the podcast. See some more scrims. I did enjoy watching those, but it's looking good. The competition's never been tighter in Halo. Like at this point, it's honestly it's
100%.
insane.
I feel like the AM teams that have been signing up have also been doing really well, and the kind of the this top 6 to 8 teams, they've been showing up online for sure, right? Like Envy, everything like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on LAN. I'm most excited for the open bracket because there is a lot of good teams that are showing up for Charlotte, right?
Yeah, they're almost at the 48. As far as I know, I saw on the Pro Talk Discord today, they're at like 47 teams, so they need one more
47 out of
team.
48.
Yeah, that's going to be a stacked open bracket. Our team's going. Tell us a little bit about our team, Kelly.
Yeah, so obviously Mythic Gaming is going to be there at the Charlotte Major for the last one. We got a great roster who has been putting in the work in some of the amateurs. Two of our players have never been to LAN, so that's going to be super interesting. In Obese Piglet and the Lil J. The Lil J is another M&K player.
Both brothers.
And they are brothers. We also have Mailmain again, so he is our kind of our captain, our resident Mythic Gaming player. So he's there, and then we also have somebody from Puerto Rico, which is kind of cool. So we have Azirafel. He went to LAN, I think, in season 1, Charlotte, I think. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. They've been doing very, very well against during scrims. Especially with kind of everybody's schedule. Like I know Azirafel wakes up at like 4 a.m. Eastern for work, and they're scrimming at 8 Eastern, so he's like super tired by the end of the day.
They made a Sunday, and what was that, the qualifier or the?
Yeah. So they made it to Sunday in the qualifier. Then the TSM, I think they got top 12. I think in the TSM 5K, the first one. The second one, they had a fill-in for Azirafel. I think they made like top 16 or something like that. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, or top 24. So yeah, they're doing extremely well. They are on the grind. I'm excited for everybody to kind of see what the Lil J and Obese Piglet can do on LAN, because Piglet online he's pretty nasty, I will say.
Yeah, and like we talked about before, I feel like this team is better than our last roster that we had. But I mean, they played in what was one of the opens like a month ago, and they made it to day 2. Then they had to play a pretty stacked team. I can't remember what that team was.
Darkenside, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Darkenside.
Yeah, and so they clutched it up to make it to day 2. I remember. It was very intense, and then when they played Darkenside, there were some tendencies that I saw, and then I'm sure they've worked on it since then, tightening up their teamwork and trying not to play as too desperate on certain plays. But they're really good, honestly. Like Piglet just made it to the grand finals here in the clutch Mythic Gaming LVT draft, and got beat out by our boy Fulcrum and his crew. that was pretty cool to watch. Fulcrum do pretty good. Played very well.
With his first tournament win ever.
Is it his first one? Yeah.
Fulcrum's first.
Nice.
I mean, I've gotten second like freaking 4 times. I've never gotten it done.
Yeah, I've won one draft. It doesn't. I mean, I guess it counts to a certain extent, but it didn't have nearly as many teams. It was
this one had 32 teams. Yeah, I think
it was a lot.
Yeah, it was insane. I got top 12, which that's okay.
Yeah, we
had sub, unfortunately.
We actually played Fulcrum round 1. We lost I think we lost 3.
You lost 2-1, right?
2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
2-1 because you guys smoked them in the Origin flag because you overkilled them, right?
Yeah, I dropped like a 30 bomb, got an overkill. I'll post that clip later. But they in the Slayer they fucked us up. We had a pretty early lead by like 5 kills, and they just kind of like took it over, and I think they beat us by like 10 or 15 kills, somewhere in that ballpark, and then they smoked us on Recharge King like 4-0. We had some pretty tight hills, but their teamwork was just on point all day, and obviously that led them to the grand finals.
Who knocked you out?
Dude, I can't remember at this point. I know we made it to round. I want to say we made it to like round 2 of losers. I think it was Invincible's team. Invincible's team knocked us out, and
you got beat out by MG.
Yeah, it was a very tight game. I think the Slayer we got to game 2. We had them. we had them beat at one point I want to say 2-1 on Origin CTF, and then they came back, clutched it up, beat us 3-2, and then we got to the Slayer, and it came down to 49-49 at the very end, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. But yeah, it was we pretty much could have maybe pushed it to the next series, but they clutched it up, and it is what it is. I had one decent performance. Most of my performances were okay. There's a couple that weren't that great, but it is what it is, you know. But that was a fun tournament.
Yeah, we were really bad at Slayer. We lost like our first 4 Slayer matches of the tournament, but we kept clutching it out in game 3.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So we'd win both objectives and kept moving on. And we made it to top 12 and we lost game 1, but then we won a Slayer for the first time in the whole tournament, and then we lost the final game to Gunna. It was 4-3 Lattice King.
Yeah,
and we had the lead. We were up 3-1, and then they got it to 3-2, and they tied it up, and it was just bad. We had like the hill 90% capped, so it was like down to the wire, king of the hill, and got elimed there.
Talking
it was a good tournament.
Talking about Lattice though, since we've had pretty much 2 months to play with it, how are y'all's thoughts on that?
Bonds are bad.
I really enjoy that map. It's a lot of fun. It looks good. It's fast paced, but it's not it doesn't have to be super snowbally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the spawns are kind of screwed up in the sense, but if you're playing it quick and fast, I like that some of the spawns you can kind of spawn behind somebody without them being realizing, because it actually gives you the outplay ability.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Solitude, right? So like a similar map in Strongholds, for example, for Solitude, if you you just know exactly where they spawn and it's consistent and it's always there, right?
Yeah.
It being a little bit bigger, you actually have to block most of the spawns. You have to cover more of the map and be further apart. So it's like, okay, do we just deal with them spawning in 2 different spots and know that and stay tighter together, or do we spread out and make them spawn in one spot and potentially get pushed 2-on-1, right, and kind of break that way? So yeah, I really enjoy that map. It's a lot of fun. It plays really well even on like the higher level. Like there isn't too many like super blowouts, because all it takes is one team to kind of break the setup and then they got their own setup, right?
It's one of those maps where the setups can be easily broken like pretty quickly. It's very hard to lock it down unless you just are playing, like you said, pretty fast pace and you're able to catch them off guard off their spawn. There's a lot of different routes you can take. I like that map for those. You can really be a detriment to the other team just based off of like your routing and how fast you're playing. So very hard though to like sit in one spot and kind of lock things down, in my opinion. But it just depends on where your teammates are at, really, to be honest. You don't want too many people kind of locking things down. You kind of want to kind of be all over the place, I feel like, sometimes, and just kind of be a nuisance.
You can definitely trap players like in blue, or you can trap them like back red, and it's like there's like 2 ways where you can just get a pretty good cycle that's pretty hard to break out if you don't overextend and break the spawns. But like, and like if you anchor like top blue, that makes it very easy for everyone else to just fry if you have someone that just won't move from there. But there's like a lot of weird times where you'll be like spawning blue and someone spawns crystal, and like you're like very close to each other, like looking at each other, and I'm like, these spawns don't exactly seem correct.
That's where I'm talking about, is like you can be like holding top blue and sit there, but like you got to be very cautious, because like you said, they spawn there, and then you're in another.
Yeah, they'll spawn cargo, right? Like especially like, so all it takes, so
not even
if
cargo,
you have
like closer. Like,
well, that's the cargo, crystal, elbow in that area, right? So like if you have a teammate who is like top red, right, if they push down into red at all, they're gonna spawn the cargo side of things, because that blocks most of that back spawn in red, right? And deep red. So it's definitely one of those things, and if somebody pushes too far there and say you do have cargo and whatever, then they're gonna spawn lake, right? So yeah, that's what I mean by, if you spread yourself out really wide, you can hold the spawn, but it's just that little tiny like thresholds. They're kind of different in terms of that kind of stuff, and all it takes is for one player to basically be, when it's time for the spawn to come out, just pushed out just a little bit too far, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What is y'all's? Go ahead. My bad.
One more thought on that. There's also like a couple areas, like if you're on top red or red window, it doesn't block like anything in red, and they could still just spawn like Eli Ledge and shit right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just a little weird, but
it's just because of how big the map is, right? And that's it,
Yeah.
right? Like, so yeah, if you're like top red double door area, they're still gonna spawn back red, right? Especially if somebody blocking cargo. So you kind of almost have to like walk into red if you want to block that spawn. But most of the time you want them to spawn there, and you basically want to be able to just put shots on them as soon as they spawn, because then they're going to have to come 2 or 3, and then you'll have that information for your team to get some help from top blue or top mid or whatever the case may be, right?
What's funny though is you mentioned spawns, is that there was a comment from the forger that made the map that he had to delete. I think actually it wasn't him. I think it was HCS deleted like 30 something spawns that he had on the map. So there was a lot more spawn potential to like, break out. It's kind of wild that there was way more spawns than there normally was when it first came out to the public. But yeah, what were y'all's favorite game types so far on that map? I know that I like King of the Hill personally.
Yeah, King is also my favorite on that map.
I kind of enjoy Oddball.
Oddball's tough on that map.
It's super tough. Like, it's really hard. Again, you either have to hold it. I've found good success holding it in crystal as opposed to holding it top blue or in red. So it's like red, crystal, or top blue, right? The problem with top blue is you have no sight lines from top blue, right? So you can't even put pressure down. And the nice thing is, if you hold it in crystal, you can have somebody top blue blocking that spawn, and basically you can just bait them all into cargo, bait them into kind of bottom mid, everything like that. So yeah, Oddball and King of the Hill. Strongholds is a good map mode combo on it too, especially if you can just, again, it's kind of a get to and hold. You can't really triple cap that map very well because of how quick the spawns flip.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I don't know. Strongholds is pretty sweaty on that map. I feel like it might be even harder than Oddball sometimes, just depending on how you play it. Oddball, though, is like, it's tough to really hold it sometimes, I think.
Strongholds is very rotational. Like, I find out, like, there's the most captures that I'm ever seeing, like, in a Strongholds game. Like, everyone's just flipping zones.
B's a bitch to cap. Weird. B is so hard to cap, dude. Like, it's so open down there. You have no cover whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a good map.
You gotta have like the top mid control is just so insane and crucial to like fry all the people just sliding out bottom red. And
it's been fun to watch the pro teams play, because it feels like a lot of the lower seeded teams have had the advantage on this map. Not all the time, but it just seems like they have a lot more playability. They're more adaptable early on. But once Shopify and Optic in the top 4 teams kind of like figuring out what they're wanting to do, they're going to be pretty much unstoppable. But it's at this point, it's like one of the maps where anything can really happen. It's honestly just like a toss-up.
Like a Slayer. Yeah. Any team can win a lattice.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, jumping into Charlotte, man. This is gonna be a fun event. I know that I'm gonna be there, flying in Saturday morning. I should make it hopefully in time to sign up for free for all, as long as the freaking flights aren't delayed. I know that there was some talk in the regulators that there's a hurricane nearby. The trajectory is looking promising. It's looking like it's gonna steer away from North Carolina. So I'm hoping that doesn't delay my flight or anybody else's flights. Specifically for me, because I'm coming in so fucking late. I couldn't get Friday off. But Fulcrum got a team. I think he got him a little team here last minute. He's been looking for fucking like 3 months at this point.
It's been forever.
Yeah, he's been tweeting out and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, hopefully they can get some good scrim time. I know he was talking about scrimming tonight, actually. I couldn't make the podcast for that reason. So I can't remember. I know he had Stonejourner.
Yeah, he's with Revenge and Cobra and
Stonejourner.
Stonejourner.
Yeah, Cobra will be staying with us. We're going to have a pretty stacked B&B this time. Going to be 9 of us in that thing. It's going to be crazy. Going to have to double up.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, it saves us a lot of money, though. It's huge. But yeah, I mean, have you guys been kind of thinking about your predictions for Charlotte? Like, what do you think is going to happen? far as, like, I don't know, you can go top 4, top 8, whatever you think.
It's kind of been, this one's kind of the hardest one for me to call. It's going to be an Optic Shopify grand final, I think.
Yep.
Unless FaZe can come out and do something. I don't think SSG's there, unfortunately. I think they're going to solidify their top 4, and that's going to be it. I think it's going to be Optic Shopify grand final, and I think Optic's going to win this one. And then other than that, I think Envy's that close kind of 5th spot, I would think, 5th, 6th. Nemesis, sorry, not Nemesis anymore. It's Luminon Gaming. Luminon EU. They're going to be kind of that 6th spot, I think, 6, 7, somewhere in there. And then, the top 8 through 12, it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Complexity,
OMIT, TSM. TSM might break into that top 5, right? Cloud9. So, like, there's 6 teams that are basically guaranteed 6 to 12. Right, I don't know what order they'll be in, anything like that. That's TSM, the Luminon GG.
I don't know, man. The way OMIT's been playing lately, I don't even know if they could even they've made top 8, I think, the last couple events, but I don't know, man. There's some teams that are probably
they've changed their roster a bit now, so
yeah. Well, yeah, they have. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with them, but from what I've heard and read, that they're not looking too great. So I don't know. Maybe some of them top 12, top 16 teams can kind of break in and like take that 8th spot. So there is potential there.
Yeah, like Mythic Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Again, when it comes to the open bracket, like it's also the last chance qualifiers, right? So you basically have to just get top 4.
Well, I want to follow in Dark Inside's footsteps, and I feel like we can get there through like a last chance qualifier or something.
What I was listening to on Pro Talk's Discord when they were breaking down the last chance qualifier, basically, I think there's like 4 teams in pools that'll have a chance.
Yeah. So it's top. So top, basically, if you make pool play, it's basically the 12th to 16th team, right? Those 4, and then it's the top 4
from the open, right?
From open, unless the teams that have qualified for Worlds so the top 8 from Charlotte automatically make Worlds. Then after that, the next 4 spots for Worlds go to HCS points, global HCS points. After that, it's the last chance qualifier for the last 4 spots, right? So anybody who didn't qualify through HCS points, the next top 4 for that go into the last chance qualifier bracket, and then the top 4 or so for the open bracket also.
So, man, if Mythic plays good and we get top 4 in the open bracket, it might be a good chance. What
I like about that is also just the timing of when it happens. Because, like, last year, it happens late at night, like late night Saturday. And it's like, you're not waking, like, a lot of these teams, they get elimed like freaking 9 a.m. Saturday morning, and then it's like I play much better at night, so I like that it's a completely different time that you're playing.
It's the usual gamer time, you know.
And it's like, I don't know, and it's like you got all this hype. You've been watching Halo all day. You could have practiced all day. Like, it's not like you're just rolling out of bed and being like, "Fuck, I gotta play Optic on main stage."
Golly, dude. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Like, it fucking sucks Saturday morning for like some of these lower open bracket team, or the teams that survive the bracket. Like, I feel like they kind of get fucked playing their pool play matches first thing in the morning. Like, and I think it's very exciting to see them be able to maybe qualify in the evening for something important. So I'm excited. It's a blast.
I almost wish that the open bracket, basically the winners finals and the losers finals got played. Sorry, if you make the finals, you make it into pool play. So the semifinals, got played Saturday morning before everything started, right? It would be nice for the players to kind of get one series in before they go into their pool play matches, right?
Like early, like 9 a.m. or something they play.
Yeah, start earlier for the open bracket opposed.
A lot of these teams that don't make it, they want to go home. They don't stay for the full event, and that happens so much. So I understand, like, trying to give them an extra day of travel, like, if they're not going to make it, and not making them stay a night and fly if they don't have to.
But this time, if you make it to the last chance qualifier, you're gonna have to stay. So yeah, you gotta be there all day. But yeah, I mean,
And again, I don't know why teams wouldn't stay anyways, because they pay for the team pass. It's their event pass all weekend, so you might as well stay for the whole weekend. That's my thought on it.
And then
right?
the ones that have travel coverage are there already. Basically, I mean, they're basically paid to be there. So.
Oh, I just feel like a lot of time they're bummed and they just want to get out of there. They're not in a good mood. So
I can't blame them, honestly. I mean, you're shooting for a high level, you know, and then you lose out. It's kind of sucks, man.
Like,
you got to sit there and watch everybody else keep playing.
Like, believe the hype losing that game at SLC.
Game 5?
Like, imagine how they must have felt. Like, they felt like shit. Like, to get that close and lose. Like, I don't know. You're probably so defeated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
don't know. Like
fun.
For my predictions, I just go to top 4. Obviously, I think it'd be SSG 4th, FaZe 3rd. This is based off of like previous lands, obviously, but I don't know, man. Like I could easily put Shopify first, but dude, I really think Optic could lock the fuck in and just take this whole thing. Now, I don't know how that's gonna go. I feel like if they're gonna win, it's gonna be one of them loser bracket runs again, and they're gonna make it all the way to the grand finals against Shopify, and then they're gonna like start icing up big time, and then somehow do a reset and take it the full distance. But yeah, I do want to go at Shopify. That's who I would like to see win, but I feel like Optic might get this one. I just have some kind of feeling in my bones like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think Optic.
I feel like Bound's been struggling a little recently for some reason.
Yep.
Renegade and freaking Legend, they've just been carrying. If they can just get either Bound or Formal to just do a little bit more, they're not gonna lose. That's like the reality of it.
The talk of the town on Reddit is that people were like, they gotta drop Formal. Now they're always advocating for somebody to be dropped. Dude. Now it's Formal, and I feel like he has been slacking maybe a little bit here recently, but you know when it comes to LAN, it's Formal. He's gonna lock in.
100%.
I think you got to keep Formal there for the experience, and he's the guy that can clutch up in an icy scenario. You change anything, and everything's fine.
There's no need to change. Who would they pick up at this point that's gonna fill that role that Formal fills?
Nobody. It's stupid. Roster change would be stupid. Asinine.
People have the dumbest takes, like drop Formal. You're talking about dropping one of the best players in the fucking game, like at this point.
Yeah,
he does a lot of damage.
I'm hoping FaZe shows us a little more of a spark. I believe they can. I think they finally have enough time together to do something, and I'm excited to see that. But right now, I think top 4 stays the top 4, and anything that's going to change up is going to happen at Worlds. So I think it's still Optic, Shop, FaZe, SSG in that order. But yeah.
Yep. I can't wait. I'm only going to be there for the last 2 days, but it's going to be a banger. I don't know.
Yeah. So what are your guys' thoughts on the open bracket? What 4 teams do you realistically think are going to make it into pool play?
You go ahead. You guys go ahead. I'm going to pull up that mock bracket that Mailmain made and just take a peek here.
I have it here.
You do?
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to be the final bracket, but yeah.
No, 100%. So like this mock bracket looks like it's playing in our favor a little bit.
I obviously think Dark Inside's going to make it.
I think Dark Inside is.
Mind Freak. They always do.
I think because the last 2 events, 2 Mexico teams have made it. I think one of them doesn't. So I think team with Acid and Drift.
I think that's Akavi Esports, right? Yeah, Akavi's going to move on.
They move on, but I think the Tapping Button squad actually doesn't make it this time.
And then Mind Freak, Akavi, Dark Inside, so that's 3 for sure. Again, anything can happen, right? One of those rosters could have a bad game. And then who do you think the 4th one would be?
I mean, I'm going to be rooting for us.
Yeah, I mean, like I would like to say us realistically, but let's see here. You got
we could be biased.
Agave looks pretty good, obviously. Then you got SWAT Latam. I think those are the
it's gonna
two
be
Mexican region ones.
between SWAT Latam, Paradox if they're still a thing.
They are.
Whatever Gunny's team is.
That's Legion Gaming.
And it's gonna be one of them all fighting, but honestly, those games are freaking close all the time.
Well, again, I think it depends on the way the bracket shakes out, right? So, like, for example, like if Gunny's team ends up having to play like in a Kava Esports and gets beat out early, right? Sent down.
Yeah.
Or if they get sent down too late to the losers bracket for whatever reason, right? Like, I also noticed Judgment Day is on here as well, right? And that's the Lido roster, if I remember correctly, right? And that roster is pretty good. They're the ones who knocked Optic down to the lower bracket, right?
Yeah, there's some good teams, but lately it's been usually the same 3 teams have been making it, and the other ones are rotational. So we'll see if that holds true. But I know the Mexico region changed up rosters for the first time in a while, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Start GG's got a thing here. I just can't find the participants. But anyways, I think Mel got all of them in that brag. I just can't see the rosters, unfortunately, at this moment. But yeah, I mean, Mind Freak obviously, like I said, they'll make it, and then Dark Inside looks pretty good. So definitely those two for sure. And then always got my money on the Mexican teams, but like you said, there could be one of them that gets put out. So we don't know.
Here I have
RGG has the bracket up right now.
I have all the rosters right here. I'll put it in podcast chat.
It'd be nice to see, obviously our team make it for sure, but it'd be nice to see Gunny finally make it, maybe in the pool play for the last.
So according to the Start GG bracket that's up there right now, again, I don't know if this is seeded properly or whatever. If I do the prediction that they do, we get a bye.
Wise Infantry. We should mention them too.
Yeah, so we get a bye to lose to winners round 2, and then we play Legion Gaming number 2, which is Mini Berserkers team. And then we play Mind Freak. According to this, winners round 3.
Legion is Little Gators, Gunny, Uzi, and Zuzi.
That's a good roster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then it looks like here that.
And Forsaken looks good too. Flourishly and Morley and PMAC, and couldn't see who else is on there.
Yeah.
That's definitely a contender.
Morley and Heelsick.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent team right there. Let's see. Let's load in here. Let's see here what we got. Yeah, Nagave looks good too.
Yeah, Wise Infantry, Collective, Leaderness, Ivanized, and Ice Kid. That's a good team.
It's kind of funny, this bracket that Star GG has up right now has Mythic Gaming in the losers finals. Like if you hit their prediction on Star GG.
Oh, they got a prediction thing and it's got us in the losers finals?
Yeah, it has us winning to make it to losers finals.
That would be good. that would be top 4 technically. What the fuck?
Yep.
That's a crazy prediction. Thank you, Star GG. We appreciate that. The first right thing you've done in a million years.
Well, again, so it just goes to loser semifinals, right? So loser semis finals would be there, and then winners finals, right?
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, dude. I hope our team does not get bracket fucked like they did at DreamHack, because we could have did probably a little bit better of a run, maybe like 2 more rounds possibly, if we wouldn't have had to play a fucking pro team literally like round 2 or round 1 of losers. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah.
Yeah, the difference is like our team actually has points now, right? So that's kind of the good thing.
And we're going to start off probably playing a lower seeded team, so we're definitely probably going to take round 1, potentially round 2.
So again, according to this here, we get a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are the 23rd seed, I believe.
Yeah,
or no,
according
a little higher. We're 4 higher than that. We're the 20th seed.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yeah, according to this.
But see, that's the thing is like these 2 players, Lil J and Obese Piglet. Nobody's seen them on land. I mean, they have not competed in Halo Infinite on land at all, and they're pretty. relatively like I don't know. They've obviously been playing Halo for a while now. They've had to be at this skill level, but nobody's seen them in action really.
Well, they come
like,
from Fortnite.
That's wild. They've come from Fortnite.
Yeah,
I wonder
they're
how long
Fortnite
they've
kids.
played Halo though. That's the question. Like they played
I
in
don't
the
know.
past, you know. And they're fucking solid. Their fucking skill level is insane. So good map awareness and all that good shit. Good shots. Pretty much, they got a little bit of a clutch factor too, to a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is there to talk about. We're about 40 minutes in. I mean, I think we've covered just about everything. The open bracket's looking pretty stacked. It's gonna be a pretty banger, honestly. Pretty good banger of the open bracket this year. The final fucking major, dude. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, we could talk about the Mythic Fantasy League.
Oh,
No,
the,
Beast. No.
you talking about last time? You talking about the last one or this one?
No,
Oh, the
fantasy
football. The fantasy football. Yeah.
Shout out to me.
Yeah.
I'm dominating everyone. Just kidding.
It is true.
Yeah, we probably will do. C4, you want to start the Charlotte Halo Data Hive predictions and run our thing?
Yeah, I don't know if he has it up yet. I'll have to take a look.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because usually he tweets
He
out.
probably
but...
will, and we'll do it again. So if any of you guys want to join our,
who won the
league.
last time?
You did.
Did I? I was pretty close to up there in the predictions for the whole thing, until like the last, I want to say 2 or 3 series, and somebody edged me out. I was like in the top 10 for overall, which is insane. I think only like 100 people even signed up for it overall, and we were the only fucking league to actually make one, like actually make a league.
There's a couple more that showed up, I think.
Was there?
But yeah,
pretty cool feature though. I liked it. I just wish that they would have allowed us to go ahead and make our championship bracket predictions with, before everything started, because we had that 20-minute window to get our predictions in, so not everybody got theirs in time, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
What
But
do you guys think of the HPT team, the Pro Talk team?
It'll be a good team. Go ahead, Beast.
It's I've gotten to scrim against them a few times, and I don't think they can make waves or anything, but they could probably take a couple games. Buttersauce is really good.
I think they could win the first round against whatever team they get stacked up against. I don't think they're making it past losers 2 though, personally. Maybe they do though. Yeah. Maybe they surprise.
I would say losers 4 max, just because sometimes the bracket shapes up that way. I know I've made a freaking losers 4 with not a great team, so it happens.
I mean, yeah, sometimes the bracket just works out for you. Maybe they get a decent bracket, but I mean, we've played. I don't know who all is. I know you said Buttersauce. We know Tyler hits buttons.
Buttersauce hits buttons. Jay Axiom and
Lolly.
Yeah.
Lolly is from Australia, New Zealand, the AU. Yeah. So
I think I've heard of him before. I want to say he's a pretty decent player.
I forgot that we have a coach this event.
Yeah, Bacon.
Yeah, Bacon Blade.
Yep, Bacon Blade.
All right, so we're actually gonna have a coach, which could be super helpful.
Yeah, we didn't have one last time, I don't think.
No.
So yeah.
Were you the coach?
No, I wasn't, because I came late. That was already a known thing, but yeah, I think Mel said we were talking about it because Fulcrum joked if he couldn't find a team, he would be the coach, and Mel made the comment that he was looking for, just somebody to kind of keep the vibes in check, which I can agree upon, because sometimes, like, you get down on yourself, you just need somebody to kind of build you back up. Of course, it helps to have somebody kind of keep weapon times and camo times and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give him a little bit of a direction. And I'm pretty sure Bacon Blade's a pretty good player, so like he knows what he's doing, and
yeah, he's decent.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the coach this time. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. Did we get him a jersey? I don't know if we did.
No, we didn't. I didn't know.
It was kind of a last. Yeah, it was last minute. It was like literally like this past week that we found out. So yeah, can't wait.
Bad, but again, I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
pretty excited. I got my Mythic Gaming stickers for Worlds in today.
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice. I've got some stickers. I'm not gonna bring any to Charlotte because I'm just gonna save what I got left for Worlds.
I gotta order some still, but
Gonna try to organize a little meetup at Worlds. I'm waiting for.
You guys think that's enough stickers for Worlds?
Yeah, it should be.
I
Plenty.
mean, we ran out last time, but
we'll probably run out again. I've got some Mythic stickers. I think I got a different version though. I picked a different version, which I thought it'd be
50
nice.
of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like schedule a little meetup for Worlds where everybody can kind of come trade their swag and stuff, like their stickers, whatever they make. I'm thinking about leaning on towards like a Friday, personally, because Saturday's gonna be quite busy. You're gonna have championship bracket. You're gonna have free for all. Friday, it's gonna be pool play, and there might be like a little bit of a window around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I think that'd be cool because we've never done that before. I'm gonna work. Callie Ranger said she'll help get the word out, and then Truck
it's
Freewave.
hard to track everyone down usually.
Help.
Usually I'm like scrambling all over the event. You didn't mute C4.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time though. Well, we got anything else to mention here before we head out?
No, I don't think so. I think everything's coming up Millhouse. We're super excited for Charlotte, obviously, in a week.
Yeah, go say hi to C4. Go say hi to Fulcrum at Charlotte. Go say hi to our team, Mythic Gaming, with Mail, Bacon, Azurfell, Lil J, and Obese Piglet.
Mm-hmm.
Go say what up to everyone in the Mythic jerseys, and I'm sure they're happy to meet you.
Yep. Well, guys, that's gonna wrap up this episode. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it and appreciate you guys watching out there. Stay tuned for another one. We'll probably have another one right before Worlds comes up. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace.